I think it's so damn cool to see all the influencers there. Did you see Dustin's WRX, the reveal?
Oh my God, Lordy. Did that thing go through a fucking transfer?
Lordy.
That car has gone through a life.
Hell and back.
Hell and back.
As every WRX does. All right, welcome back to another MartiniWorks podcast. We actually ended up firing Alex. He just wasn't performing too well.
Yeah, just had to get rid of him. You know, sometimes you got to make those tough decisions. And that was just one that we had to make.
Just kind of the state of the world right now and how everything is.
Kicked him out of Wisconsin, actually. He had to leave the state.
Yeah, fired him, took his house.
Yeah.
We're at my house, though, because I just like mine more. But we're filming in my garage. If you're just listening in, it is a garage cast today on a cool, brisk Wisconsin day. It's actually not too bad, though, compared to what it was the last couple days.
Is it still a fall day, or can we call it winter because it snowed?
It's fall at my house right now. I think it's winter.
It's winter at my house. Yeah, I was surprised. I haven't left my house in like 3 days because it snowed, and I hate the snow. So fair. I drove over the bridge to get to the side of the town, and it was nice over here, and there's no snow left. And I was like, what the hell? I'm moving. Yeah, well, one day. But appreciate you guys being here. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff helps a ton. If you're listening onto a platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, drop a rating because that helps boost us up too. And we all like boost. Getting into today's podcast, we have some good subjects. We have stuff going on like SEMA. Yes.
SEMA's going on. That's actually where Alex is.
No, we fired him.
I might hire him back if he makes good content.
Yeah, there we go. So SEMA's going on right now. SEMA 2023.
Before we get into I don't know if you might have noticed and just not say anything because you're a nice guy, but I have detrimental news.
What?
I put new wheels on the Jetta.
Okay.
I just completely fucked my fender. It's completely fucked.
No, Dakota, no.
Dude, I'm so upset. Okay, so yes, they're meaty tires that I put on there. It's a daily driver setup. I want some meat on there. I knew it was going to rub. All the wheels I put on my cars rub. It just happened. I'm used to it.
Oh, no.
The thing is, I normally roll my fenders right away, and with this one, I didn't. And I was just like, well, whatever. It'll be a few weeks, and I'll get them rolled, and it'll rub a little bit, and that's fine. And it truly was not rubbing bad. Well, I grabbed some McDonald's for lunch. I get home, I pulled in my driveway, and I just hear some really good rubbing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa, okay, woof. And get out of the car and look, and just the inner fender, that lip, is blown outwards.
No.
And facing the outside of the tire.
Grabbed it.
And all the paint is gone on the outside of my fender, too, because right in that spot, that area, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, I guess, because it was bubbling a little bit from some rust that was underneath it. Yeah. So, that paint was not holding on the way it was. So, the rubbing plus that bent it out, all that paint, poof. So, I'll be looking for a new fender, black fender for a Jetta.
I know a guy that is a very amateur paint guy that can do a black fender, maybe, possibly.
Oh, shit. Well, if you want some practice, I got the perfect piece for you.
I mean, I would still get another one because I'll probably fuck it up. But
I'm convinced at this point it can't really be worse.
Listen, you buy the other one.
Yeah, I'll junkyard it.
When I'll grab that one from you, and then if I fix it, you can just sell one of them.
Yeah, bada bing, bada boom.
And if I fuck it up, then oh well.
Fuck it up.
I'll probably fuck it up.
Yeah. So before you came here, I had a pry bar in between my tire and my fender, and I bent it all back in. So that's probably why you didn't notice too much.
I was gonna say I noticed the paint.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe that was like that. No, all right.
Well, it looked way worse, so I bent it all back with a pry bar.
Yeah, that. That's the way to do it. That is some fucking Mark IV energy. If I've ever seen it.
I know. It's an ongoing project. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, and I feel a little bit better telling people. Just kidding. I feel way worse. Let's talk about SEMA 2023 because I have seen some super weird stuff coming out of there, and stuff is shifting.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like the focus from what I've seen, I shouldn't say the focus, but way more of the focus is on EV swaps and swapping cars over to EVs. I seen a Ferrari.
Richard Rawlings' Ferrari.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a Testarossa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it with the one with the center seat?
I believe it's white.
Yeah. And it has a center seat. Weird. I don't know if I'm really for this whole trend
EV
of
conversion.
Yeah,
thing.
and like it's multiple booths. You're seeing regular cars swapped over to EV, and then people pitching the idea of selling
like the swap kits.
Yeah.
Or something.
To
See, that's I get it from the aspect of coming to it where it's like we're making stuff to make your EVs faster.
Yeah.
Or something like that, like that.
Well, they're already fast as hell.
I know, but yeah, I guess, selling like swap kits for some pretty, legendary cars and stuff like a Testarossa and stuff like that, like EV swap. That's almost.
Is that the future? Is we're going to take all these cars and just drop EVs in them?
I ain't fucking doing that. If anything, I'm taking EVs and dropping LSs in them or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're not really interested.
That's what I want. Yeah, I wanted to see like
who the market is for. Like, who are these people that are like, oh, I gotta do an EV swap? Is it people just chasing like?
I don't know, because like I could see it coming at it to where it's like, oh, we did it. It's cool. Like we did it, but like coming at it from where it's like, oh no, we're gonna sell these kits so you can do it too. It's like that's an odd choice. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I remember. I think it was SEMA 2 years ago. We went and Ford announced its EV crate engine. So it's like not new.
Yeah.
It's not new, but now it's like getting normalized where like bunch of vendors are pushing it. But it's like, who are they pushing it to? Who is going to sell these and who's going to buy these?
They're just going to shove it down our throats.
Produce them.
That's weird.
I don't know who the consumer is because I feel like car people, at least not yet, aren't in the mindset of, I want an EV swap.
I mean, I hate to speak for the masses here, but I would say, the majority of like car enthusiasts, aren't too hyped by the whole EV train yet.
No.
That's, it's kind of, we're kind of,
see, I don't,
at least personally, a little standoffish of it. It's like, okay, if they're out there, like, cool, that's fine. But, like the shift that we've seen with the entire industry throughout the last 5 years is everyone's like, we are doing nothing but EVs now. And this is all we're going to do. And this is a huge switch that we're doing. And that's where it gets a little, a bitter taste in my mouth before it is just being forced down everyone's throat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind
especially
EVs.
now that it's coming in like the aftermarket version of like, oh well, you can swap your Mark IV Jetta with this EV conversion kit.
Maybe.
Why?
Just maybe it leaks a lot of fluids.
Okay, so there's your target demographic. There's the target demographic.
But like, I don't mind EVs. I'm happy they exist. I'm glad that is the future. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care about that, but I just don't see taking our antiques, swapping them over. But there's a lot of cool stuff at SEMA too. It's not just all EVs.
No.
I just seen from what I was looking at before this and what I'm seeing online is just a lot more of vendors and stuff backing it and having like Rivians in their booths and stuff like that.
That's
who has. Oh, Turn 14 had a Rivian that was like dumped and not dumped. I want to say dumped. It was lowered and on like some big ass wheels. And that was like their booth car. And it's like, that you can see the progression moving forward as EVs become these booth cars. And then what's really cool too is Alex has his Nissan Z there.
Yeah.
That's in a booth.
The Alpha X booth. Yeah.
Got some crazy headlights put in it. So really neat that Alex got the opportunity to put his car. They asked first if they wanted the Jetta. And I said, listen, I just put new headlights in it. So sorry. But I do have a friend. His name's...
He's got like a Z or something. I guess.
He has one of those new 350Zs if you want to put that. So they took it, and that's really cool to see. TJ Hunt unveiled a new
bunch of cars.
M4 GT3 thing. Was insane.
Let's talk about it.
High off the ground.
So,
no, I'm just playing.
I know that the internet currently at the time of filming this has been like blowing up about this, and the comment sections have just been a fucking shit show, to say the least. But yeah, by looking at it, the height, like the wheel gap, is really high.
Yeah,
really, really high. And at first, it threw me off so far, or like bad, I should say.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, like I saw like he posted the video, they like unveiled it. I was like,
whoa.
It's like, what the hell? And I was like, oh no, he's got the air jacks up or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't up. They were.
I did see a photo of it with air jacks.
Yeah,
up. And it was even higher. The car looks absolutely insane, and that was an absolute beast of a project. I just think.
So here's the thing. I went. So immediately I was like, "What the hell's going on with this?" Went and like rewatched caught up with the videos, and just started like looking into this, and that's just how it is. Like
it's just the fitment of
so
it?
you know, like because immediately two things. Like we've seen GT cars race. Like we've been to the IMSA races. We've been to Laguna. Like we've seen these cars. Like they don't look like that. So I'm like, okay, well maybe it's just like the kit or like how it's. No, it is straight up a combination of the kit. Like on the M4 GT3 car, it sits really fucking high too.
Really?
Yeah, especially in the rear. And then a lot of in his video, and then a lot of people were backing it up too, is saying that like that car, the way it sits, like because it wasn't like it's not a specific built race car like those cars are.
Right.
Like, it was just a factory
normal car
car
turned into
taken it. So like the diff sits at a certain level, and it's already like it's already sitting pretty low to the ground. So it's like lowering it even more. Could cause some issues, and just like the rest of the car. So like the rest of the suspension components and underside of the car is still regular M4, obviously. So it's, in the actual race cars, that's a little more modified back there. That helps out a little bit. But yeah, even just looking at some of the pictures of the actual GT3 cars, it looks very similar, honestly.
Gotcha.
I would say that they maybe could have gone with a little thicker tire. That might help a little bit, but... Yeah,
still an insane car regardless of the height, but
the amount of work that went into that car and like how well everything was done. I mean, my God, I know they ran into so many freaking issues along the way, like trying to just fit that on there because it's not supposed to go on there. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, hats off to anyone that had a hand in the build of that car because it is crazy and it did turn out really good.
Dude,
I think the internet needs to chill a little bit. They need to just look into things a little bit. I mean, yeah, it was like I said, shocked me. I sent it to you right away. I was like, yo, what the hell is going on with this thing? But yeah,
the way she goes,
the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, huh?
Interesting. Well, on the other hand, I seen Dustin Williams, I think, brought every single one of his cars to SEMA. It felt like
it really has been like an influencer takeover.
I think that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I think 100% should be that. Those are the people that are not only influencing the automotive scene, but are pushing it to the next level and doing some of the crazy stuff. So I think it 100% makes sense.
Because, I mean, you look back before like YouTube really blew up, you had all the guys from the TV shows building cars. You had like, Chip Foose out there, well, obviously for like a long time, but you had all those guys building the crazy SEMA cars. I remember watching like the Richard Rawlings and stuff like that building cars for SEMA, and they like unveil it there and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see just, I don't want to say like regular people, but just other car enthusiasts being able to experience. Kevin from over in
Kevin
Minnesota, he's in the Alpha X booth as well, I believe. So he's got his GR86 over there, which is awesome.
I'm trying to think, was it the Alpha X booth? No,
because he had the headlights put in too.
Oh, I thought it was
maybe it was
Coney shock booth.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Maybe but he also had the headlights put in as well, but maybe partnered with them or something. I remember.
Yeah, he had a ton of parts rolling. Yeah, super cool. No, I think it's so damn cool to see all the influencers there. Did you see Dustin's WRX, the reveal?
Oh my God, Lordy. Did that thing go through a fucking transfer?
Lordy.
That car has gone through a life.
Hell and back.
As
every WRX does.
And it was super cool to see that because obviously that was one of the cars that really sparked the channel and like he really built a lot off of, and it's super cool to see that he kept it and was able to really build it up to what he really, really wanted.
Love the color. That orange was sick on there with that.
So good.
It was a Veilside kit, wasn't it? Yep. Oh my God.
No, Varus.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Because I remember he always wanted the front bumper.
Yeah.
And so he got the front bumper and he made it work with the kit that he had. And I remember he had to have some like custom pieces made and things like that. So it's super cool to see he got the full kit now.
It looks fucking sick.
Incredible.
It looks really good.
And I love to see that it is like a bright, different color that I haven't really seen a lot of people go with. Reminds me of the FRS.
Absolutely.
It's like that burnt orange color.
So a lot of you listening, I guess it's a little late to do this, but if you haven't been to SEMA or don't fully understand what it is, or maybe just think it's a car show, yes, it's a car show, but not really. It's more of a place for vendors to meet and talk business, essentially, sell each other on parts or marketing or whatever. Yep. So that's why it's not actually open to the general public.
Yeah.
And technically you're supposed to be like some way in the automotive industry
involved in it
to get a pass. There's a lot of loopholes with that. And there's a lot of the general public there, which is fine. Whatever. I don't care.
It's like if you really wanted to go to SEMA, you could probably go to SEMA.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% you could.
Yeah, there are ways around it.
It's really neat. You walk your legs off. I feel like, I mean, I'm not there this year, so I don't want to talk too much on it, but it seems like it's been a little bit of a decline in attendance, and some companies dropping out, some maintaining, staying there, doing it big. It just seems like after COVID the first time, a lot of companies, well, they didn't go because they shut it down. They didn't do it. And then I think a lot of companies were like
damn, we saved a hell of a lot of money this year.
Super expensive to get a booth. We didn't go, and sales are kind of like the same. Like, you know, so I think they were just able to figure out ways around it. But again, a lot of companies did stay. A lot of big, like the Toyo booth looks absolutely insane, like it does every year.
Yeah, the Toyo booth every year has the most insane caliber of builds that
see Josh Freeman from Vated Mod.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
My
see
God.
That. I knew his car was going out there, and then I got hit with a TikTok today. And he was like going over like all the cars in the Toyo booth, and like Josh's car was out. I was like, holy shit! I didn't realize it was going in the Toyo booth.
Yeah,
because like I feel like that's like the most, if not one of the most prestigious, like
their booth is just always insane. It's massive,
and
the caliber of cars that are in it are like insane.
Yeah,
but yeah, the engine bay is fucking insane. Also, dude, what I've seen a lot, I'm gonna keep preaching it. I've seen this on a bunch of other cars.
Sure.
Is that style we talked about with the lowrider inspired. I've seen a lot of paint jobs on the exterior, engine bays, and just engravings, things like that. Dude, it's all over
I'm
SEMA.
loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think it looks super sick. A lot of people are doing it really tastefully, doing it extremely
like
well.
you said, that was the biggest thing. How and someone figured it out. They cracked the code, and I think, like you said, it is like the little things. Like even when we went to Gatlinburg, people had like their valve covers like hand painted and stuff like that, which was really, really neat. So yeah, loved seeing that kind of style and influence come over a little bit. And it's cool to see how it was executed. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I know the last few years of SEMA, I haven't been in a couple years. But, you know, Alex has been, and talking to people that have gone, they say that, you know, maybe dwindled down a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for that. But I think, you know, they're still doing some really, really cool stuff. I think bringing people like all the automotive names in social media and influencers or whatever you want to call it in is just driving even more buzz around it, which is awesome because it's getting people, you know, like you and me excited for it. Even if, you know, I wasn't a part of what we do and in the industry per se, you know, it's like I'd still be just as excited to follow along with that story and potentially go see that as well. So
absolutely. Yeah, it's super neat, super cool event. I think like if you have the opportunity in some way, shape, or form, I think everyone should go to SEMA at least once because it is absolutely insane. You see some of the craziest stuff. And I'm really excited too. We'll have to talk to Alex once he gets back. Obviously, we'll get him on the podcast when he's back to hear a lot of vendors usually announce stuff at SEMA like, hey, this is kind of what we're planning to do for next year. Here's some new products, new lines, things like that coming out. And I seen Koenig was teasing some stuff with their wheels. They're doing like a new like center lock type deal, almost like the 1552 similar thing.
I did see, because I've been keeping an eye on like the social stuff too, because usually they unveil it there, they'll announce it to, you know, on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Fortunato dabbling into the off-road scene a little bit.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, coming out with some aftermarket lifted components for what did they say, the Forerunner and Tacoma. So huge step there. I don't, you know, haven't dabbled into that much, and I think that'll be massive for them.
Definitely, yeah. It's a huge untapped market for them. Really interesting. Ferrari F430 is kind of smelly though. Just figure I could throw that in because I don't have a guy here to chirp back at me about it. Got to take those opportunities while you can. Got to take those opportunities while you can.
He's gonna watch this podcast, and we're just gonna get like absolutely roasted the next one or something. He's gonna be writing notes down.
He's too busy. Yeah. Is there anything you seen at SEMA that kind of stood out to you?
I'm still kind of in the, because it's going on right now.
Right.
More and more stuff coming out every day here. I guess coming back on the going back to TJ a little bit, the Street Hunter released a new body kit for the first gen FRS BRZ. They threw it on Kelvin's. They talk about a car resurrection there. Coming from the Rallybacker kit that was on it. Still like the Rallybacker kit, but you know, car was kind of sitting for a while, and they developed a new body kit for the first generation BRZ FRS. Cool. Looks really good. I think it kind of reminds me, it took like a little inspiration, I feel, from that 326 power one, like the Gundam looking one, because the
edges.
rear quarters have a lot more of like a sharper edge to it on the rear. But I think it flows really well. I think it looks really good.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I wish we were there to see it, but we're stuck here and it's chilly.
He didn't even ask. He didn't ask if we wanted to go.
Yeah, he knew we wouldn't go. He knew we wouldn't go this year. Too tight of a budget this year. You know what I'm saying? We on them budget builds. I was fucking pinching pennies to get my hub-centric rings. They were $10.
There you go. But you got
Woof.
We're going places, baby. We're going places.
Oh, hopefully.
Like you said, next year, maybe.
The Jetta will probably be there next year.
I would hope so.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to put the miles on it. Even if it was on a trailer, I just don't want it traveling that far, and it's kind of putting miles on it still. So
that, and it's like you'd have to get like an enclosed trailer because you want to keep it nice.
Yeah, and it barely has any miles. What's it, like 140,000 miles? It's fucking untouched, basically. Yeah. So really don't want to be putting any traveling miles on it. I'll probably just keep it in the garage next year. Never mind.
That's fair.
Do you have any plans for your cars over winter that you're doing? Are you starting anything yet, or are you still in this weird in-between fall-winter phase?
Yeah, it's kind of in the in-between phase right now. I've been spending a lot of time just getting shit ready for the winter. But yeah, the 240 needs Jesus this winter. Went to the closer for Club FR up at US Air a couple weeks ago. Attempted to, anyway. Car made it there and back fine. But I am just running into constant brake issues with the car. It was, I don't know if it's the booster going on. I still haven't been able to fully diagnose it, but we worked on it. I ran like 2 laps, had like almost like the pedal wasn't going to the floor or anything, but just like nothing was biting on the brakes. Like there was something wrong with it. We spent majority of the day bleeding the brakes, looking at stuff, running through line, like just seeing like what was going on. Pretty sure that it has something to do with the booster or something, but eventually I just wasn't able to drive the car. So that kind of sucked, and spending that kind of money and then the time up there to just work on the car all day and not even drive it really sucks. So I think this winter I'm gonna go full in and just look over everything and fix as many things as I can. So I have plans for redo pretty much the entire brake system. I want to get rid of the hydro that's in it.
Were you going to delete the booster, the brake booster, or did you decide against it?
I thought about it. I think I decided against it.
Okay, because I was really nervous because I was like, man, this dude really hates boost. Just naturally aspirated everything, including brakes.
Yeah. Do not bring up boost around me or I'll delete it. People say that there is a benefit to it. I just
so weird.
Kind of don't want to really fuck with it at this point. If I can just swap it out for a new one and
absolutely
be a little bit cheaper, the conversion kits and stuff can get a little pricey because you got to get like a new master cylinder, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I want to go through the entire brake setup. I want to just get in there and just figure out if there's anything else wrong with it. I want to address the
that's
cooling.
A dangerous game.
I know. Cooling system I want to address. Just get everything so I know when I take the car to the track that it's going to do what I want to do, because the last couple events, it was just majority of the time chasing down issues and trying to solve them.
And that's no fun.
That sucked.
Yeah, that's absolutely no fun. Well, I think we're coming up to our first break here. So what I wanted to say was I've been doing some mods.
Yeah.
One of my most recent ones was Continental DWS 06 Pluses that I put on the Jetta. They're so good that the tread caught my fender even and just ripped her up.
Gripping everything.
Yeah, gripped the fender right out of the... Anyway. No, just kidding. That was my fault. I could have probably sized down a little bit, but I wanted some meats. I wanted some meats on her for daily driving, get some cushion for the pushing. Is that okay? Anyways, I've loved them. It actually snowed a ton here in Wisconsin. Like there was just one day, woke up, boom, winter storm, Halloween. And it was just like snowing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go test these out. And I went and drove the Jetta in the snow, dude. Going from those stock tires that were 10 years old to these DWS 06 Pluses, absolutely insane. They did so well. The confidence it gives you when you can drive on good tires. I know like tires aren't like the most fun mod to do because like it doesn't really change the look necessarily besides tread pattern of your car. But dude, it is one of the best feeling mods that you can do on your car, and I'm so stoked. And at this point, I literally have like the lineup. I have ECS 02s, Viking Contact 7s. Yep. So I have summer, winter, and all season now with the DWS 06.
You're ready to rip.
So a huge shout out to Continental. They are the official tire of the MartiniWorks podcast. And the only reason we allowed that to happen is because we actually genuinely love them and enjoy the product. Because that's what this is all about, baby. It's not about promoting stuff we don't like. It's about promoting the stuff we love. So we love you, Continental. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about lowering your car and things you need to look out for, like fenders and fender rolling. Like that.
How weird.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about lowering your car, dumping that bitch, kissing the pavement with your front bumper.
Oh.
Maybe not that much, but regardless, whether you're on lowering springs, coilovers, however you choose to lower your car, maybe it's even with air suspension, there are some tips and tricks that we've learned along the way that we think could probably help you out. Rule number one, roll them damn fenders immediately. Just don't wait. Don't think you can put on your aftermarket wheels after being lowered. And a little bit of rubbing's okay, because I just learned the hard way today.
I'm going to confess something.
I'm ready to hear it.
I've never rolled fenders in my life.
Weak specs.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the only car that I've really had like super aggressive fitment with was the RX-8, and that has over fenders, and I just had to trim a lot of the.
Oh, you just cut them in
cut it right off.
With air suspension, I think people make a big stink out about it, but it's really not that bad. Install's not that bad. Do it right the first time. Biggest tip. I think we've said that before. If you're thinking about air ride, I'd say do it. That's another thing. I think everyone should experience aftermarket air suspension on their car at least once.
Sure, just to see.
Just to try it out. So then you can have a good
couple
opinion.
grand just to see.
I guarantee you. Yeah, right. No, I get it. But like, I guess this is more for the people that are on the fence about it. I say do it. If you're thinking about it, I'd say do it, because chances are I think you'll really like it. Like,
probably
it's good. I've had it on a lot of my cars. I've ran it and I enjoy it, and sometimes I really miss it, especially in the Supra with like the front lip and getting into certain restaurants or my driveway or shit like that. It's like, man, I kind of wish I was on air right now. I'm just aired up. But coilovers obviously have their place too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we just did the video on taking the RX-8 on the track, which was fun, just to kind of show that you can still have fun with a car on air suspension if you have it set up correctly and installed correctly. You really shouldn't have any issues with it. There is a lot of stigma about air suspension out there. At the end of the day, it's really your choice if you want to deal with it or not, or want to go that route. But yeah, I've experienced all three versions of lowering a vehicle in my life, from lowering springs, coilovers, to air suspension. I would say coilover is going to be your least biggest headache of stuff to really deal with. It's really simple. You take the old stuff out, put the new stuff in. Air suspension, it's pretty much that, and running some airlines and wiring. But the wiring is about as much as hooking up like an aftermarket.
The hardest part of air suspension is just figuring out your trunk setup. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, very, very true, because I still have yet to really figure that out.
And the only reason it's hard is just because you have to think of like a
you gotta be creative
practical
with it.
way. Yeah, you want it to look nice, but you want it to be practical. And if you're not like super handy with like, I don't know, woodworking or however you're going to make a trunk.
It can be a little tough, yeah.
Yeah, it can be kind of tricky. It's not the end of the world. Like my Focus, I just did a super basic one. I had my factory carpet in there. I bolted my tank to the carpet, and then I think I had a little foam piece that was underneath it that supported it. And then I took my spare tire out, and I just mounted my compressors to the spare tire compartment. Yeah. It was fine. It didn't look fancy or anything, but it was practical. It did the job, and it never bothered me. Obviously, you can spend as much time and money as you want with an air setup in the back.
The biggest thing is you just don't want it moving.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You don't want things shifting around, flying around back there.
Because that's when you can kink a line, you can disconnect the
Bad
line.
Things can happen very, very fast. I will say, lowering springs absolutely slept on nowadays.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say that too. Like, if you're on a budget and you really just want to clean up your wheel gap a little bit, don't be afraid to do lowering springs. Don't let people talk shit about it. Like, no, they're not going to dump your car, but it'll clean up the wheel gap a lot.
Yeah, because like even for my daily here and stuff like that, it's on BCBRs. I love them. They've been doing great for 2 years now. But yeah, it's like I could go way lower, but I just haven't, because it is the daily, and it's like, man, I could have just gone with like a set of like H&R springs or something like that. But
And nowadays you can maintain your active damping in cars like the Civic Si, the Toyota Supra, stuff like that has that. You can maintain it because you're just replacing the spring rather than the whole strut that
is
plugs
a very overlooked thing too, because especially with like a lot of like the domestic cars and stuff, like you look at like Camaros and stuff like that. I would say a majority of those owners are putting lowering springs on. They're not fucking with coils. They're not doing anything like that because of, they really like the, was it the mag
they have
ride or whatever it is that's on there.
Super crazy expensive engineered suspension.
So you can maintain all of that stuff yet by just swapping out the springs, because even too, I remember with like the Supra here, a lot of the times if you rip that stuff out and you put in a new set of coilovers, you have to spend even more money to get the fucking cancelers.
Were $300 for my Supra, and they were $300 for our Civic Si when I looked into them. So it's about standard, at least at this point in time, at the time of recording, it's about $300 on top of your $1,000 plus coilovers. Yeah. So it's like, holy
just fuck. Because if you don't have the canceller to bypass that,
it throws a million messages at you. Shit gets weird. It's just nice to have the not 100% needed, but lights on my dash annoy the fuck out of me. Even if I know what they're for and it is nothing, it still annoys me, which is a miracle that I can drive a Volkswagen still, because
I was gonna say
it's like every day.
Anyway,
new light. What I was gonna say though too, one thing I hear with lowering springs all the time is, well, you put lowering springs on your factory struts and you're gonna blow them out right away. You have to get aftermarket struts with your lowering springs. And technically, yes, I think you will wear through your factory struts slightly quicker. But me and you both know you're not gonna drive the car for the next 100,000 miles. You're gonna get a new car. You're gonna do something with it. And anyways, at that point, like by then you probably want to upgrade to coilovers anyways. By the time they actually do wear out, it would just be worth an upgrade anyways. And what, you're fucking $400 into a set of lowering springs?
Not even. I think they're like 200.
It's not like your struts are going to blow out next year.
Right.
Maybe if you have a 200,000 mile car and then you put lowering springs on it, sure, that might be a little bit different, but you'll be fine if you put lowering springs on your factory struts. I promise it'll be okay for a while. And it's a great option.
If you're really worried about it, you can go get some like Coney Yellows or something like that, or freaking Bilsteins or some little OEM plus upgrade. You'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%. Again, if you guys are interested in any of this too, hit us up at MartiniWorks.com. We can help you get suspension for your car. We have Fortune Auto live on the website right now, so you can go look for that yourself. We're working on getting BC, and then anything else you need, like if you wanted H&R or KW or whatever, you could shoot us a message and we'll get that for you. Also, sorry for the big plug here, but I've gotten a lot of comments on this hoodie. This is like our founder's hoodie. It's not the official name of it, but these are all the original brands that came on board.
Team hoodie,
yeah, to partner with us from the get-go. So you'd see Fortunato, BBS, Continental. These were all brands that supported us right out of the gate, which was absolutely huge because they didn't need to do that. So we wanted to make this. So if you guys do want to show support and be like, yo, I was here from the beginning, this is the hoodie to get. This is going to be
nice hoodie.
This is going to be the OG MartiniWorks hoodie. And yeah, it's super nice. It is a little more expensive because we wanted to make this special. We didn't just want to slap this on a generic hoodie and call it a day. Like, this is a big deal for us.
Quality hoodie.
Yeah, I really like it. I would recommend, if you do pick up, size up, get one size bigger. It just runs. It's meant to be like a more slender foot. I like my hoodies a little loose, so I sized up one. I would recommend sizing up one if you do order it. But you can check that out at MartiniWorks. It's live on there. I took the photos. Check them out. They're kind of sick, even though they had to be of Alex.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
What if there was like one thing that you've learned after all these years modifying lower cars?
Yeah.
You know, what is one thing that you have learned that, like, anytime you install suspension or modify suspension, you're like, need to do this, gonna do this, learn the hard way?
Yeah. It's a multitude of things. I would say the most basic must-haves, must-dos, get an alignment after you do it.
Sure.
I know some people around here don't always do that. Anyways, hub-centric rings with your wheels. I guess that's not really to lowering, but that can help too with a lot of things. Generally, if you're lowering the car, you're putting on aftermarket wheels. And then do it right the first time. Focus on the installation. Don't whip through it. Really take the time. Like, I know we all want to get it done instantly, or maybe it's like your main car.
You need to
plan it out for like a weekend. Don't do it on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. when you're off of work, and then you got to drive to work at 6 a.m.
Yeah, because guess what? You're going to be wrapping the car up at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
Just do it right. I promise you, your life will be so much better if you just take the time to do it patiently, use the right tools, and do it with a buddy, maybe someone that's done it before if it's your first time, just so they can help you walk through it. Because installation, whether it's air suspension or coilovers or lowering springs, installation is almost more important than anything else. And then understanding the strut too, like if you have coilovers and knowing your preload and stuff like that. A lot of coilovers don't come with your preload set.
Yes.
So I'm going to say my number one biggest thing, I guess I'll just overarch, is installation. Spend the time on it, focus on it. Whatever set of coilovers you go with, you'll be all right. You just need to watch an install video or two.
Yeah. I think preload's a huge one too, because I never really understood that when I was first getting into it.
It is kind of confusing.
You look at a coilover and it's like, oh, well, I know that the height adjusts, and you just start cranking things down. It's like, oh, it's getting shorter. This is what I want. And then you're like, man, this thing rides like shit. These coilovers suck. And it's like, no, you just cranked up your preload for the fucking sky high. There are actual parameters that you want to set that to, and typically I know, like when I installed the Fortunato's on my 240, they had a reference chart that you could go to online. It was on their website, and it gave you a range of preset that you can comfortably adjust and go with, and it's felt perfectly fine. But it's something that you definitely want to take a look at, because if you set it too high, you're going to have a bad time. And if you don't set it at all, you're going to have a lot of noises and bad time.
Yeah, 100%.
So, take a look at your preload. That's huge if you're installing coilovers for the first time. Also, I have become a big advocate of just getting some sort of aftermarket sway bar end link. If you're doing coilovers or you're dropping the car a decent amount, aftermarket sway bar end links are usually pretty cheap, or even just getting a new set, because I remember working on the FRS, dude. Oh my God. We were installing those coilovers, and the way that those specific sway bar end links are designed, you got to put like the hex Allen wrench into it, and then get a wrench on the backside. Well, they just stripped instantly, because like the freaking the wall of that hex head is so freaking thin, and you get like any bit of corrosion and it just spins. We had to like eventually just like cut it off. And then finding new sway bar end links at like 10 p.m. obviously not going to be the most ideal thing to do. So, if you are looking at installing coilovers and they don't come, because some of them do come with sway bar end links, I think Fortune, and then I think BC actually.
As I say, I have a fun story about that. I had put Fortunatos on my Focus ST and installed those new end links that come with it, and fantastic, loved them. But then I decided I did want to go to air suspension. So I installed my air suspension. And dude, it was so frustrating. I go to air it out for the first time, and it's like the most exciting part of getting air suspension out for the first time. And it goes, tsh, and like all of a sudden the rear kind of sits and the front stays up. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like looking, making sure nothing's hitting, and like the front would not air out completely. And it looked just like lowered on coilovers. Like it wasn't like, I knew it could go so much more. I'm like, damn, fuck air suspension. I hate this shit. This is so stupid. And then I got to talking with some people on IG, and one was like, yo, wait, weren't you on coilovers? I was like, yeah. He's like, did you swap out your end links? And I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, put your stock ones back in. I was like, okay, all right. Sure shit, the fucker aired right out because they're different lengths. Yeah. And the sway bar was hitting, and it wasn't allowed in the car to go any lower. So it is important, depending on your platform, which ones you run. And I know I had to get some like rear ones on my Focus because of the bag setup too. It would just destroy the factory ones, and it wasn't good. So I got some rear ones.
I need to do that on the RX-8. Going through there, coming to and back from Gatlinburg, I noticed that they are like bent in half.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much good they're doing in that aspect.
On my Focus, it was really nice. It was like just a small town local guy that was making them, and he killed it. They were so good, and they were adjustable, which was nice. So it was specific to whatever setup you're running. You could, and they were perfect. I never had an issue. I put those in, never thought about it again. Sold them with the car on there because I loved them. So yeah, that's a good point. Another one I think people don't realize is not all coilovers for all platforms will come with camber plates.
Yeah. Just not because they're cheaping out on you or anything. That's just the way that your vehicle is designed, depending on how your suspension setup is set up.
Yeah, and sometimes people do workarounds. Like I believe, I could be wrong because I haven't done this, so I'm talking a little bit on my ass. But with the Mark IV platform, for example, in the front, I don't have camber plates or the rear. And it's just because of how weird the top hat system is on the Mark IV platform. But I believe there's an aftermarket solution that people make these camber plates that go up there.
It should just be your control arms being adjustable. You should have. I think that's.
You can do it that way, but I think there is an aftermarket camber plate option too, and you have to like drill out the.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I feel like that wouldn't do anything though because of the way it's set up.
No, remember on my Mark IV, my airlift had camber plates, and we had to drill out to mount the new system. It's just so weird.
Yeah, we
it's
did
so
have to
weird,
do that.
but those did have camber plates built in, so it depends on the suspension.
I wonder if maybe that's how some people are getting away with fitting the wider wheels because it kicks the strut back.
I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
God damn. Mind blown.
Yeah. Another thing is, too, that I think most people at this point know, but some people don't, is spring rates are important. And just because you're going to lower your car, no, that doesn't mean go buy 100K spring rate springs. You're going to fucking be riding on a brick and break your damn spine. Dude, that like... It became like trendy to see who could have the highest spring rates, and at a point,
whose car could bounce down the road.
It literally doesn't even matter. It's so stiff that it's like you're comparing a rock to a brick or to concrete. Like it's all the same. Like it's just you don't need that much. Yes, those super crazy static guys. Yeah, they could be running a metal beam for all that it mattered. So they need something crazy stiff. Even then, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I like the setups that can, like having a stiffer spring rate's fine. Some people need it for static setups. Some people need it for track setups. A lot of times the manufacturer is just going to provide you with what your car's weight is
they do
needed.
a lot of research into that.
You don't need to like freak out. If you're like a car enthusiast, you just want to lower your car, you put on coilovers, don't worry about the spring rate. What it comes with will be fine. If you're going to be like tracking your car and stuff like that, that's where you might want to, start thinking about a little bit, like maybe messaging one of the companies and seeing what they suggest.
And they'll help you out.
Yeah. Or maybe someone on the platform that races that platform. Or if you're going for some crazy static setup, that is another time where you'd probably want to run some stiffer springs. But to the general person, you do not need to worry. Just run the spring rate that's recommended and comes on your coilovers from the box.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Because you don't want them riding like shit. Like
that's the worst thing.
Yeah, you don't want to get coilovers and it just rides like shit. Like it makes your ride worse. That's terrible. That's not fun. Dude, I remember my Mark IV GTI came on Racelands, which if you don't know are pretty much like the cheapest of the cheap coilovers. Like I don't know how much. Maybe some eBay no-name ones or Max Peating rods.
There it is. Cheaper. Yeah.
But I was driving. I was like, this ain't really that bad. Like, holy shit, okay. Until you get to a bumpy road. Like, when you get to the shit road, you realize how shit they ride.
When it has to, like, oscillate twice in a, like, very short amount of time.
Oh, my God. My radio flew out of my car, shit like that. It was absolutely wild. So, I would recommend, too, that's another thing is, like, if you're going to get coilovers, don't just go buy the cheapest set you can find or buy some absolutely clapped ones off Marketplace or something. It's worth saving up a couple extra paychecks or wait until Christmas or something to get some cash. I don't know. So you can get that decent set.
Right. Even just go buy some Tanes even. I mean, honestly,
they're still, like, affordable brands, like... BC's entry level with the BRs, Tane you've had good luck with, things like that, like those more entry level coilers that are fine and will be great.
I know there will be people they will just fucking die on the hill of Max Peating rods and Racelands are totally fine. I've ran them for years.
I'm convinced they don't know any different.
That's pretty much what it is. And I know we're going to get absolutely roasted in some sort of comments, but
I don't care.
That's the facts. I'm sorry that's the facts and it hurt your feelings.
The nice thing is, like, I've had both at this point, so I can tell you the difference. It's like gas station sushi and sushi restaurant sushi. Yeah, is gas station sushi in the shape of sushi? Yes. Does it come out the shape of sushi? No.
I would hope not in either case, but
Wait.
I don't want it coming out.
It doesn't. Anyway.
I think it's time for a break.
So when we come back, we're going to be talking about you buying car parts and some tips because we have one of the biggest automotive sale events happening. Man, that sounded so commercially. I didn't mean for it to. I
genuinely want to remember sales event.
I want to give you guys some tips on Black Friday so you guys can save some money getting car parts, because I know as like a car enthusiast, it fucking sucks buying. Everything's so damn expensive, dude.
We want to help you guys save some money.
Yeah, so we were on the backside of Black Friday and actually had to work it and know kind of the ins and outs. So I just wanted to tell you what's up and what it looks like from the other end and what you can expect, because it is genuinely a good time to scoop some more expensive stuff because it's cheaper, a lot cheaper. So let's get into that right after the break. Black Friday.
Real quick.
Oh.
Sorry. We were talking about SEMA, and I went on my phone during the break here, and I totally forgot the biggest SEMA announcement of like possibly the last decade.
Oops.
Harbor Freight releasing more purple tools.
I didn't even see anything. I don't even know anything about what you're talking about.
So it was like a couple months ago, Harbor Freight, like they released their Daytona jacks.
Yeah,
you know?
those I know.
Yeah. They released one in this like crazy, like metallic, like dark purple, and everyone lost their fucking minds, and everyone's like, "I want the whole Harbor Freight like toolbox."
So they're like,
"Jack, I want the whole set." And they're like, "Okay." So yeah, they unveiled. I don't know if it was at SEMA, but like they have like a whole like toolbox now in the same color. You get a whole bunch of stuff in the matching purple color.
That's
it looks
pretty
really,
neat.
really sick. So
that's nice.
Yeah, just wanted to talk about that for a second.
That's pretty cool. Speaking of expensive stuff, well, not really Harbor Freight. Anyways, Black Friday is coming up. And
watch Harbor Freight pull like a champion move and just become like a super hyped like out of reach tool brand for no fucking
people
reason.
Be wearing Harbor Freight shirts for clout. Actually,
Anyway.
that does sound kind of cool. So Black Friday, we've worked it. We've seen.
Oh yeah, I've worked
the
it
deals.
already.
One thing, like, I don't know if there's any industry secrets that I'm leaking here. I don't think I am. I'm not trying to, and I don't. Anyways,
Careful.
It's just like when brands have deals, they literally don't tell you until
They don't fucking know.
like the day before.
No, they working.
And it's so
as
frustrating.
many
but-
Black Fridays as we did as like an online
Yeah.
marketing company that sold stuff specifically online.
Yeah.
You'll find out really quick that a lot of the brands, like, they completely forget that Black Friday exists until they're literally having dinner with their family on Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Oh,
Wait, we're not promoting it," because they see all the ads
Shit.
from everyone else.
And they
they're like,
send out a
"Hey."
mass email blast of like 50% off. just get something out there.
So,
yeah.
as of right now, we don't know the exact deals, but there are some consistent ones that usually happen that you can look out for. Like we were talking about Airlift. Airlift is known for its, like, that's the one sale that they usually do a year. Every once in a while, they might do another one, maybe like a tax season or something off the wall, but it's not very often. Black Friday is the big one for Airlift, and it's usually a decent chunk. Like, you can save like $1,000,
it's
if
a
not
good
maybe a
amount
little
of money.
more off of air suspension. So keep an eye out for that. But then a lot of wheel brands too, some will do 25% off. So you're essentially getting a wheel for free. Yeah, which is huge. And like, I think some people think, oh, it's just Black Friday, just a bunch of ads and so, like, no, you can actually get crazy fucking deals. Like, this is kind of the time for car enthusiasts. If there's a big purchase and you're holding out for something, now is probably the time. A lot of tire companies, it's weird, they don't usually do sales, but they'll do rebates.
The rebate's a big thing for tires. Yeah.
So I know Continental is doing a rebate right now, and you're going to see that a lot too. Since it's November, the sales are going to start.
They're already here.
Yeah,
they're
Black
already
Friday.
rolling out. So it's like, I would. What would you say? I mean, do you think deals get better as it goes along now, or is it kind of just like once November hits, like, and these pre-Black Friday deals are? Do you think is that it? Like,
I think a lot
it's
of
hard
the
to tell
deals are
nowadays.
out, and that will be about it. There might be a few specific ones on Black Friday, but it's going to be like specific items. It's not going to be like a whole generalized thing. It'll be like a very specific, probably limited type deal, and it might be a crazy deal. But
here's the thing: typically the biggest discounts you're going to see on shit is the stuff that hasn't moved.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that's been sitting for a long time. It's like,
yeah, right.
They're
like, we want to clear out inventory.
Decals and the stickers and the random ass inventory that they have acquired. That's going to be like up to 60% off stuff. And you're like, oh man, I'm going to wait till the 60% off.
Yeah,
stuff
and you're going to
out.
see, or a wheel that's some weird fucking size, like 19 by 14, negative 300. That set is 60% off. All the other ones are 10.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but there are some good deals, and you can go through MartiniWorks, shoot us a message. We're gonna have deals, and we can get you the lowest price, lower than anybody else if you message us. So make sure to do that. But it is a great time, and dude, it's chaos for all these companies trying to make all these ads and stuff, and nuts. Graphics and videos, and it's like the busiest time of the year. And then because there are such good sales, like it's. From a warehouse, like logistics standpoint, you can expect this. I would order ASAP rather than waiting because stuff will run out of stock and you're going to be waiting forever to get your shit.
Yep.
It will go out of stock. Certain things will go out of stock and you might be able to snag that deal still. But again, you're going to wait. Who knows? Maybe 6 months. I think the good news is a lot of companies at this point have good inventory. So you might luck out, but again, I wouldn't wait.
I feel like the inventory has recovered a little bit. I know there are still a couple brands out there that have been struggling with that, but for the most part, I think the hit that we saw from like the COVID and the manufacturing stuff like that has recovered a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the certain sizes and stuff like that are a little harder to get a hold of. But as far as like timeline and stuff goes, I expect this year to be like a 2-month long Black Friday like sale.
Yeah, because they're gonna do the Cyber Monday, Christmas.
Yeah, it's all gonna roll together. Not too long after that, tax season.
Yeah, and then there'll be
tax returns, and they're gonna have a whole push for that. So it's basically all of winter is just sales.
Yeah.
So, which kind of is not necessarily a bad thing because when we're working on stuff, it's typically in the winter.
Yeah, I know. So. Like you're gonna see a lot of ads and stuff like that, and you're probably gonna think, oh, it's kind of gimmicky, but in reality, like these are some of the biggest sales and only sales that companies do for the year. So it's not that gimmicky. I would definitely, like, if you're thinking of something, now's the time. I think I've said that like 10 times. So definitely do it. It's Car Enthusiast Christmas essentially for the next 3 months. Like Gels
buy yourself some Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Because your mom doesn't know what spring rate you need for your coilovers. Your dad is not aware of what specs you need for your wheels.
You bought the wrong size tire. They're all stretched.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I bought you the right size ones. They actually fit the wheel. They're not that stretch stuff.
245 50s.
I want you to be safe.
Yeah. So yeah, I would take a look at your car, think about what you need, and don't sleep on the maintenance items either.
Honestly, that is a huge one too. Even shit. I got.
Did you get got?
Well, not yet, but I probably will get got. So, I for the last like 10 years have had the same Craftsman like 172 piece
same
toolkit.
Same.
Yeah, and it's
I'll go get
missing a couple things, but it's like I use that for everything. I use it when I'm in the garage. I use it when I go places, all that kind of stuff. And it's just like the grab it and go kind of thing. And I have like a little like toolbox and stuff, like a tool chest.
Yep.
It would be nice just to have like tools there that stay there, so they're not traveling all over the place.
Right.
Home Depot, I was made aware, has like
HD?
a Husky tool kit, and it's like 100 and some pieces, and it comes with shit ton of stuff. It's like $99 right now.
Man,
they advertise that it's a real deal. Like if you were to buy this individually, it's like $700. I don't fucking believe that. But for $99,
yo, how are you getting more pieces in your tool set than Legos for less money?
For real,
plastic's cheaper.
Maggie showed me that we're going off topic here, and I don't care. They just released this new Lego kit, and it's like Green Gots or Harry Potter stuff.
Okay.
Green Gots Bank. And it has like a whole thing. And it was like $428.
That's so fucking nuts.
Like, what the fuck? So yeah, you are not wrong with that. You are getting more pieces in your toolboxes.
Can't afford to build my car. Can't afford to build Legos at this point.
What is this world?
What can I afford? Nothing. Maybe food.
Every now and then.
Some cheap food.
Got to be careful. You don't want to eat too much food. You go bankrupt.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say I get big.
No. I don't worry about that. No, but no, there is some good stuff out there. Maintenance things are huge. Tools, honestly, I've been trying to just acquire a good tool selection because
it is nice to have the right tools when you're working on a fucking car.
Oh my God. When there's nothing better that's like, I have the specific tool for that and you can fix it and it works and you just saved yourself 3 hours of fucking headache.
Literally the time savings is nuts. And that's why it's so frustrating to work on cars at Alex's.
Yes.
I'm not joking you. He has 10 tools total.
Yeah.
Half of them are screwdrivers.
Yeah. They are screwdrivers.
And the 4 out of the 5 are flatheads.
It's like anytime I know we're working on a car, I literally load every tool that I have into my car because I know I'm just going to need it.
Dude has no tool. And that it just is the worst. Because then, like, you get to a point, it's like, okay, we can't get by with just what we have. We need to go buy this tool.
Yeah.
We have to. So now you're taking, dude, like an hour of your time to pack up some of this stuff, go grab your wall, get in the car, drive over there, go to the first place. Oh, they don't have it. You have to go to the next place, go to the next place.
I don't know how that dude has managed to live the absolute furthest from any fucking parts store. Yeah. I have 3 in like a 2-block vicinity.
Same. Yeah, I have O'Reilly's AutoZone in Advanced literally within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes.
And it is a 20-minute trip to go
to
the store from it.
One way.
It's not like he's like out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So to make a long story short,
buy tools if you don't have them.
It'll make your life so much easier. And like doing maintenance or installing aftermarket parts, man, it is nice, like you were saying, just to get the fucking...
Anyway, I feel like we're getting old.
We are. Yeah. We're kind of complaining and bitching.
Just grumpy, complaining with the weather.
Go to the store.
Talking about how you can get good deals on things, wasting time, food's too expensive.
Yeah, anyone that's listening and made it this far, you are a true OG. I appreciate you. Like, I feel like you're sitting right there just hanging out with us. This is like a true just garage hang today. We've just been chilling.
We don't have Alex here, and it kind of just went off the rails a little bit. You know, we're just talking anything and everything, but I know there's some people listening. I know, and I appreciate you.
All right. Okay. You want to talk about anything and everything?
Yeah, fuck it. I mean,
you get
we got
one
time left, huh?
Fast food restaurant for the rest of your life. You can get anything that's on the menu there. Oh, it's not free, though. You still need to pay whatever prices it is.
But it's the only one I can choose.
It's the only one you can go to, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can't even eat anything else. It's only this fast food restaurant every day of your life.
Fast food specifically?
Yeah, and I know that gets in a gray area because sometimes you're like, is this... We can discuss it. I think if it has a drive-through, it's considered fast food. I'm saying a drive-through window, not like curbside pickup. Yeah. No.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Fuck. Dude, it's hard as hell. And you don't want to say the wrong thing because people will eat you
I know.
alive.
I'm trying to think because it's like I'm trying to like pick out something that has like a good variety of stuff.
There's only a couple places that do it.
There really is. I'd probably McDonald's.
I knew you were gonna say
the breakfast slap. The breakfast sells. Honestly though, Hardee's.
No,
they're good.
The
second
rest of
in
your life.
I know it's.
I don't really fuck with Hardee's.
I really fuck with Hardee's because like it was the only other fast food place in my town growing up.
Yeah.
So it was a nice change up from McDonald's and it seemed better. Hardee's breakfast got some good items on it, but I think overall variety and just maybe
McDonald's kills the variety.
Taco Bell not bad either, but
see the problem with Taco Bell. I like Taco Bell, even Taco John's, but the problem with like. Don't get me wrong. I love that style of food, like Mexican food. I know that's like American Mexican. Anyways, I love that style of food, but it is all just the same thing, just like
wrapped
differently formations. Yeah, like
different.
So
shape.
I think it would get old so fast.
Would you like taco? Would you like taco rolled up? Would you like taco flat and grilled? Would you like taco disassembled over chips? Would you like taco? You know.
All it is, dude. So it get old. Like if you look at Taco Bell's menu, you realize it's the same 3 items over and over and over and over and over and over.
It's like
it literally is.
It's a lot, but it's all the same. No, you're 100% right. I think the only obvious choice would be McDonald's. I hate to be that guy, but I mean, if I'm not wanting to get sick of something really fast, it's probably that.
See, and it is related to an automotive podcast because it has a drive-through, so you have to take
my car through it. And Taco Bell drive-thrus suck. McDonald's ones, they usually sitting pretty good. So
I would choose this 5-star Michelin star restaurant that I've seen in New York.
That's not fast food. That's not. You saw it one time in New York?
I've never been to New York. I was just kidding. I've never even been to a Michelin star restaurant.
I don't think there is 5-star. I think it only goes with 3.
Fine. I'll pick Joe's Crab Shack.
You know what? Fine. I'll take Joe's Crab Shack.
Yo, so
if that counts, I'll take it.
Tomorrow, Fortnite's dropping the original map.
Yeah, they are.
Kind of fucking crazy.
Are we playing or what?
Oh, I'm dropping. Where are we dropping?
Greasy Grove.
Dude, there's this house that we used to land at because it was away from all the major cities, so we wouldn't get nuked the second that we land, because that's the most frustrating thing, to land, not grab a gun, and then someone just kills you, next to spending 30 minutes looting and then getting killed instantly.
So it was like a happy in between.
Yeah, it's just this one house. We knew where all the chests were immediately, so it's like, you land here at this corner of the house, I'm gonna land at this.
Was it the one?
I don't think.
Was there like a storm cellar on one half?
No.
You could go underneath? Okay, we would always drop it that one.
See, but that's the beautiful thing about it. And I'm just so excited to find that house again and just loot it. I hope it's that way. And I also liked dropping at the original farm.
Oh,
so, yeah, big news. Really excited. You can drive cars in Fortnite, so it is related to the Automotive Podcast.
Yes.
Don't forget about that. What else?
We just talk about anything.
No, we're not just talking about anything and everything. All right. Sushi and steak. You got to give one up for the rest of your life.
Steak.
That was so fast.
Not a huge steak guy.
Oh, really?
Like certain ones, I
probably would give up steak too, honestly.
The gristly texture that you get, like the fatty stuff.
Oh,
I can't fuck with that. Like I'll choose usually chicken and stuff over steak.
Really?
Majority of the time, and unless it's like a super lean steak, and I know it's like, all the flavor goes with it. It's fucking gross. I'm sorry.
All right, bringing it back a little bit here. Sorry, we're getting them.
Yeah, you need
Euro, JDM, and domestic cars.
Okay.
You gotta start axing them. What's the first one to go? All of them are deleted. They are gone forever.
Euro, JDM, or domestic?
Yep.
Domestic.
Then what? I like how the first one's ridiculously easy, and then the second one's like, all right, wait a minute.
Prove me wrong. I personally, I'd probably have to say Euro. I love the JDM cars. I'm sorry.
You're just a fanboy, dude. You just watch Fast and Furious.
You don't
That's
even
the only reason you said that.
I don't even know about cars. I just know that there's R34 Skyline GTR.
I want a Fast and Furious all in Europe with new actors that are extremely like British, like heavy accent, like
just whipping like 1.8 Golf.
Yes, yeah, just like, all fucking like Volvos, Volkswagens,
some off the wall shit,
and they're like super like tuner guys, but it's just all Euro
Mini Coopers.
Like, we can't mod it this way because of the TUV. It's not gonna make inspection and stuff like that. Like I want to see that.
Man, we gotta get these cops are cracking down on how wide my tires are.
The tea and the crumpets.
Oh my god! On the Autobahn.
Yeah, dude, a huge thing where they're stealing tea off the Autobahn.
How the fuck you have a area that is so restrictive on
I don't think
how far
in Germany are related at all. I'm gonna get flamed.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
like how you have a place that's so restrictive on like how far your tire can or cannot stick outside of your wheel, but then you can go like 200 miles an hour.
I can answer it.
Why?
Because they're so strict on what your car can have, they know that they're all okay to go that fast.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, because you fucking put 100-mile-an-hour speed limit over here at some places. You know damn well there are Altimas crumbling to pieces.
Well, they do it regardless.
I understand.
But now you're illegally allowing it.
Yeah, now you're enforcing.
Like, there's no chance of. Did you know it's actually like I'm trying to think. There's some fact that goes. Anyways, it's really expensive to get your driver's license in Europe.
Really?
Like it's not an easy process. Weird. If I remember correctly.
I keep getting.
You can drink before you can get your driver's license.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I keep getting hit with like TikToks from like driving instructors over there and teaching them how to drive manual.
Well, yeah, because they're like all the cars are manual, so I think they have to do their test in a manual car too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so they're like training or like taking their tests, and it's like they got like the camera in there, and she just like uploads like all the fuck ups and stuff. And it's like they yeah.
I kind of wish, like, I don't know, maybe it's not needed, but like, what if the DMV had a car that you had to do your driving test in, and it was manual. And like that's how you get your like you can drive automatic afterwards, but you have to pass it. Does it truly make you a better driver if you can drive manual?
I think I'd like to think so, just because I think, but
yeah,
I really don't think.
Like I feel like you're more focused, you're more involved.
Yeah, I think that just comes down to the
I don't know though. Yeah, you get so used to manual that like when I drive the Jetta, I still have a manual car. I'm sick of the automatic jokes. All right, I do deserve it because I talk so much shit about automatics and I bought one.
That's the only reason
I deserve it. But I only drive 6 cylinders, by the way.
That's fair.
Like I don't even. I was thinking about this the other day. It was like one of those random like in the car alone thoughts. I was like,
you okay?
I've driven manual since I was like 16 years old. So now like I just don't even comprehend what I'm doing. It's just driving.
No, I don't drive my manual car any different than my automatic car.
Right. Yeah. I literally don't even think about it.
You get into the gear and you just go. Like it's just
the
like
only time you'd be thinking about it is like if you're beating on the car and like you're shifting, rolling through the gears and you're really like slamming, maybe downshift and rev match and stuff like that. Yeah, but like daily driving, like
it's just
I don't think it. I get so pissed off because like when we're like doing a road trip and we're in the Supra and every single time like we hit traffic or something, like good thing I don't got a manual. Am I right? She's like, shut the fuck up. It's such a dumb thing to say.
If it helps you cope.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I've thought about that, and it's like,
I feel like
being an adult, I might have to get rid of the Supra soon to just afford life. It's expensive, and I really don't want to do that at all, but it just might happen. So down the road, let's say I've been thinking worst case scenario, I do get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think I would like to pick another one up, but I'd get a manual.
You think so?
Yeah, just down the road.
So like, I know the automatic in here is good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You'd still choose a manual over it?
That's the thing is the automatic is so good that I'm perfectly content with keeping the car and I wouldn't go just trade it in to get a manual.
Right.
Like I'm not that fucking upset about it. I don't care. I think it's phenomenal and I love it's a different driving experience. It's really fun. I'm not just saying that to cope.
Right.
It truly is like neat to do the paddle shifters like flat foot just like it is just a surreal feeling. I'm just saying if I got rid of the car and I had to maybe just whip the Jetta for a couple years while I stack the bank account a little bit and then getting back in, I wouldn't specifically go for an automatic. Again, I would want the manual Supra. If I had that option,
so you'd still.
I wouldn't get rid of the car to get the manual.
Right, but if you were
had the
empty-handed, looking to get something, you'd still prefer the manual one.
Yes, 100%. If I would have had the choice when I got mine,
would have got. Yeah, no, I know.
So it was a little bit of a knife to the heart type deal. But I do love it. Would be the only like car that I would ever like rebuy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn,
every car I've ever owned, I've just wanted to experience the next platform, which I'm still that way too. It would be tough to go get a manual Supra because it'd be like, well, I could get this, or maybe there's like a G80 that's like 90,000 miles that I can get into. 90,000. That's what I'm hoping because then maybe it'd be
shoot for like 50, 60.
I feel like they're still gonna be so fucking expensive, dude. So expensive. But yeah. Anyway, they do depreciate quite a bit, so it would be tough. I'm not saying like 100% that's what I would do, but if I were to get a Supra, because I love the platform. I think the only thing I'd change about mine is just the transmission if I had that option. But I do really enjoy it. Like I don't think about it while I'm driving it. Like every single time I'm driving, I'm like, oh, this was manual. No, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. Like it's super fun, but
yeah.
Anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there.
All good.
How many sets of wheels do you have right now?
Right now,
including stocks.
Like on car and
it can
off?
Yes, on and off. Because you're thinking I'm a thing too.
Yeah, I see quite a bit hanging on here. I would say so. I got. Wow. I'm just gonna say off the car. I've slimmed down quite a bit. I have the stocks from the RX-8 yet. I have 2 sets of drift spares. So yeah, that's really about it. So probably like 3 sets total.
I have 6.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I need to get rid of some. I'm trying to sell these fucking trebles and no one will buy them.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for some 5, they're 5x100.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, some FRS kid wants to pick those up. They're ceramic coated.
They're brand new.
Brand new
tires.
These are the thunders.
Tires are kind of ass on. I'm not gonna lie. They're just cheapo tires. Yeah. But I need to get rid of some. Just keep acquiring wheels, which isn't a bad problem to have, I guess. I really like them, other than they take up a lot of space. Luckily, it was able to. We gave the stock wheels from the Civic with the Civic when we sold it because
that's good.
Yeah,
I would say I probably have more. Not necessarily a bad thing. More tires sitting in my garage than
as a drifter, I'd sure hope so.
Oh, damn, hope so. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Nexons chilling in there, ready to go for when the car actually wants to behave.
I've really just became a tire guy. I like them. It's fun testing new ones and seeing how they feel different, or if they don't feel different. Sometimes you get cheap ones and you're like, these are kind of a good deal. Like, I like these.
I saved some money on these.
But then sometimes it's really funny too when you have really cheap ass terrible tires and you're like, holy fuck, these suck.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun too, because then you know and you can say different. It just got so interesting to me one day. Just one day I woke up and I was like, tire technology, the rubber compound, the software, the tread pattern with the sipes and the water dispersing.
Those are things.
Those were words.
Those were tire things.
You're going to say acronyms and they're not.
No, they're not acronyms.
All right. What do you want to end this podcast with? I want you to give one piece of automotive advice.
One piece of automotive advice.
To everyone listening right now. And this needs to be the golden nugget of the podcast. They need to listen and get to this point and be like, damn, I'm so happy I listened to the whole podcast because I heard Gels say.
Shit.
Come on.
Don't underestimate the power of a good daily driver.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Oh my God, dude. Having this car here to just get me where I need to go. Just
the workhorse.
Because all my life I went the route of just getting the cheap beater fucking cars. And dude, I tell you what, I got stranded places more often than I should have. And like, cause something would break, the car would break down, the car would blow up. And shit like that. And it's like spending $1,500 to, $3,000 on a fucking beater car, because that's what they are nowadays. The days of $500 beater cars, not existent.
That's long. That's been long gone.
For that to like last a year and then have to put like parts and stuff into it. It's like, sure, I might be spending a little more money just, paying on this thing, but knowing that it's just going to do what I need it to do and I can modify a little bit. Good dailies. Invest in a good daily.
Yeah.
Like you are.
I'm working on it.
You're doing great.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's just like it's a rabbit hole, dude. It's such a big rabbit hole. There's a million things I still want to do, and it's just like everything gets more expensive than the last. So yeah, good daily driver. That's a phenomenal tip. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us, spending the garage days with us, and appreciate you listening to the MartiniWorks podcast. Make sure to check out the website, support us, drop a comment on your favorite sandwich, and we'll talk to you later.